If Jesus came to your town, if Jesus came to your town, what would you actually do? And there's a reason why we're actually speaking on this for real, because I have been saying, especially as of late, that I know without a shadow of a doubt that God, I'm saying God, has actually called our family to the place and the current pathway that we're on. We were living in Michigan almost 11 years ago. Actually, 11 years ago. And we were uprooted, being led by God, guided to move to the West Coast. Move to the West Coast, go to California. And so we've been here for 11 years and a couple of months now. And where we are currently in our lives, we find ourselves holding space for people. It's not the only thing that we do, but I understand, and hopefully you guys can too, like, when you know God has called you to something, you commit to it because you know that you've been called. It's like everything within you just, when you come in agreement, right? When you come in agreement, you surrender. When you surrender and you're being led by God, then inside of your being, inside of your soul, inside of your spirit, and God shows you that you're not alone and that you're being led and guided, right? And so we find ourselves going to different cities, different towns, just because of the current situation. People are hurting spiritually, emotionally, mentally, physically. People are dealing with ailments and illnesses.
Y'all share this too. Share this, y'all, because we on multiple platforms.
What up? What
here.
Up? What up, everybody?
We on Instagram. We on Facebook. We on all that. Y'all make sure y'all. Your face to your personal Facebook page, and then share this live on your personal Facebook page right quick, and then go back to your notes. What's up, y'all? Because we really want to know. What would y'all do if Jesus came to your town?
Yeah, that's real.
That's real. Like, honestly.
You said on my Facebook?
Yeah, go to my page. Are you signed in? Go look at my page. Search.
I thought you said go to my page.
Yeah, you're from your page, but go to mine. Search mine.
Okay.
Yeah, Princella up top. That one. Not the business one.
Okay.
And then go to the live.
Just helping me out with this.
See that right there?
Okay, share.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Is that the live that we're doing now?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you see the description is wrong though? But that's okay.
Let's see. Where is it? Let's see.
See, we're going to talk about what we do and why. Is that what this is?
Well, it's flipped. It's flipped.
Right,
I don't know why. So now it's in the proper place. So maybe the system straightened it out.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so hit share. Did you share it already on your page?
No, let's see.
Okay, share. Now hit share now.
Okay. I mean,
why you acting like you don't know how
to? I'm being extremely careful.
Okay, now you can go back to your notes. It's all good.
Cool. There we have it.
Okay, y'all.
So I was just simply saying that yes, people have ailments. They have illnesses and disease that they're dealing with. drinking some beet juice along with some other healthy things. It's a lifestyle. And
What was the point of that?
just be wanting to let people know, you know what I'm saying, like what it is, you know. You know what I'm saying? Feeling like, cause I used to look at like people like Dick Gregory, and he be talking, then he have like a cup, you just have like green stuff in it. So be like, man, what is he drinking? Let me do it. You just drink it. Yeah, drinking spring water.
Drinking water.
Right. And right. So, and then people are dealing with lack and poverty. No or very low financial literacy. So there's a great level of brokenness that people are moving in, and a lot of people they got their masks on, they got their costumes on, they running around here, and if you ask them, hey, how you doing? Oh, girl, I'm good. Oh, yeah, I'm all right. You know, I'm cool. No. And we already know, like, when people ask those questions, most folks, they really don't want to know how you doing. Because they going through their own personal hell. If you really started dumping all your stuff on them for real, they ain't got no answers. Or they going to give you the general brush over. Like, girl, just, you know, pray about it. And I'm not saying that prayer is bad. So let me clarify that. Prayer is good. But if people have been moving in things and they're not receiving the results that they're looking for, they're still moving and operating by faith and hoping that God will lead them to an answer to their problems. So today, we're going to talk about a few things. And one of the most important things is, again, if Jesus was to show up at your town, your city, what would you actually do? If you think about it in a biblical sense, we already have an example of what would happen, and we're going to get into it, because I'm going to get into it biblically.
I'm trying to change the title right quick.
But I'm going to let my wife speak in a moment, just in regards to why we do what it is that we do, right? What we do, why it is that we do what we do, and the things that circle that, the things that kind of come along with it, the things that we've noticed. And now some people, when we make this comparison and we make these analogies that we're going to make, they're going to go, who in the hell do they think they are? They're going to say, who do they think they are? Do you hear them right now? Talking like that? But what we're going to speak on is, it is rooted.
Before we start speaking, though, if y'all can put some ones in the chat. The ones that's in here, put some ones in the chat. That way we'll know how long our delay is. So when you hear me, as soon as you hear me, just put some ones in the chat. I just want to see.
And if you can hear us.
I want to check the delay. I want to see how long it's taking for y'all to hear what we're saying. And then we'll see what's what.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. One, thank you.
All right, so we're getting some ones right now.
Okay, that wasn't too bad. That wasn't too bad.
All right. Mm-hmm. So, what was I saying though? As far as, pardon me, some people that hear this, they're gonna be like, "Who the hell do they think they are talking like this?" What am I saying? Just the title alone and the analogy. Okay, somebody asked a question. Already, I love it. Somebody said, can you talk more about the medical healing part for people dealing with diseases? I'm saying diseases. Diseases. How to change your lifestyle to heal the disease. Foods, fast diets, supplements, herbs, etc. Now,
we can, and we'll hit on it a little bit, but
yeah,
that ain't what we come on here to talk about tonight. But we gonna hit it. We're
yeah,
definitely
we
gonna
can.
hit on some of that.
Yes, we
We're
can definitely do that.
That was definitely the plan, not to talk about it in depth, but to definitely talk about it,
Yes,
because that's a part of being whole.
right. And so, if you want to know more though about it, just in your spare time, hit the link, right? BTCH, I'm vegan. You can go on Instagram, on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? Twitter, BTCH, I'm vegan, and you can scour my wife's links, and there's free information for you to walk away with. You can download this information, and if you're real serious, you're really thinking about ways to be able to cleanse and detoxify and to kind of restart your system. Get up on some vegan, real healthy, tasty, good tasting vegan dishes for real. Then you're more than welcome to do that. So there'll be more information there. But we're going to hit on this. And we're going to hit on it just a little bit, even scripturally.
I can give like a quick little tip synopsis.
Okay.
On,
well, before you go into that,
okay.
let me just finish my statement, and then I'm going to let you go.
Okay.
So I'm saying the analogy that we're going to be using in regards to the title, if Jesus came to your town, what would you do? Here's the analogy in essence, because I started off saying that I know for a fact that my family and I have been called to be able to lead and guide people, to be a bridge to lead and guide people to wholeness, right? Through these sacred ceremonial plant medicine retreats and ceremonies. This is God's medicine. It's earth medicine. It is not the only way, but it is a surefire way to catapult you into your kingdom, deep within the spirit realm. Physically, you're able to access the spirit realm. So in essence, what God has called us to, and my wife has said this numerous of times, again, which I said it may come off very egotistical, but we've been called to do the work of Jesus. Wow. Now, pastors and preachers and evangelists and ministers and apostles and bishops and archbishops and all of that, if they really like moving, if they really have a relationship with God, then they can boast in God and be like, yo, I live for God. I'm teaching, I'm preaching, I'm doing whatever it is for God. You're bringing the word. So in essence, they're bringing Jesus to your city, your town, however, right? Via technology or physically. They can have that boldness to say that. But when we look at our lives currently right now and what we're doing, it mirrors the very thing that Jesus was doing. Going to people's cities and towns, showing up, and then we're watching shackles being broken. We're not just talking about the song. We're talking about people being set free from all manners of depression and anxiety, hidden emotional things that have happened to them physically, that has damaged them emotionally, all kinds of things. Words that have been spoken over them that have them petrified and or stagnated because they have held on to the words, the negative words that people have spoken over them in their lives. And this isn't just us talking about it. If you go on any of our pages, for the most part, any type of social media platform, and you really digging into that, you're going to see where there are testimonials of people sharing their experiences. They didn't get paid for that. We did not pay them to speak. So it's not a paid advertisement. When you hear someone else that doesn't look like my wife and I share their experience and the things that they have gone through or things that have happened to them in their lives after going on the journey, having their experience, life-changing, mind-blowing.
It's supposed to be life-changing. It's supposed to be life-changing, and it's supposed to be mind-blowing when you tap directly into God. You are not going through a middleman. It's supposed to be change. It's supposed to be instant change.
Yes.
And it is instant change.
Yes.
Okay. You can go back to what you were saying.
No, I mean, so I'm just about there. What am I saying? We're doing the work of Jesus. We've been called to do the work of Jesus. And understand that we want to put this out there too, that there are now, we are now living in a new age.
Tammy said it is life-changing.
Yes. We're living in a new age. And this age that we're in is the age of Aquarius. What is the age of Aquarius, you might ask? We've been in a new age now since 2012. That's when the new age kicked in. We were before then in the age of Pisces. That's where you saw people,
2 fish,
right, having the symbol of the 2 fish on the back of their vehicles.
Hey y'all.
Because that represented a method, an approach, a way in order for people to tap into God, to relate to God, to commune with God, to effectively move in the way that God desired to move with his people. Period. Okay? Now, by me saying that, am I saying that those things are ineffective? No. Not at all. We're not here to shoot down the church per se for the original purpose that it was designed for. Right? We definitely shoot down religion because Jesus shot down religion. John the Baptist shot down religion. The apostles shot down religion.
Religion is man-made.
Right. Y'all see where we going with this? So I'm kind of setting the foundation just so y'all know the feel of this, because
period.
If you really looked at a situation, if you heard or found out that people are saying, oh wow, there's this thing, it's called the journey. Let's just say it like that. It's called the journey, and people are going on this journey.
And they waking up.
And they saying it's some, I can't believe it, they saying it's some amazing things that's happening when they go on this journey. Now, we've been asked several times, especially as of late, what's the whole purpose of even doing a journey? Why? Why do one?
Yeah, we know what we did. Somebody just asked us that, right? Do you remember what you told them? Like,
yes.
Just a synopsis of what?
Yes.
You told them.
So I asked them. I said, "Listen, if in fact you were able to experience this thing, go on a journey, and you realize that you have things that feel like they're weighing you down, preventing you from moving forward. I mean, y'all know the feeling. Y'all know the feeling because I used to live in this space for real. When I was in the music industry, I would get to the doorway of an opportunity and the opportunity would crumble. It would just fall apart and wither away. Amazing things would come to me. But then the people that I was attached to, it would always be a person interfering, causing interference, going left, jumping off the cliff, falsifying, doing something to cause and create the situation to totally fall apart. Has anybody ever felt like they just got to a place where they're doing things, they get to a certain point and then they hit a ceiling or things crumble? Right? That's what I was experiencing. A lot of it. And it was taxing. In more ways than one. People have addictions. And so they hearing now. I said, you literally, I'm saying all of this to him, basically, in a nutshell. Like, yo, if you had all of these things, greetings. What's up? Hey, family. Yep. That you could go on a journey, and when you come out, immediately, I just gave an example of maybe 2 or 3 serious things. Stuff crumbling before your eyes when you get right to the doorway of an opportunity that can change your life, and or you're hitting a ceiling. You going up, and things are rolling and moving and happening. And then it's like not just a speed bump, it's just like just a wall out of somewhere just pops up and you slam right into it, and now everything has stopped. And all these other things, addictions, all this other kind of stuff, trauma. Hey. And if you could release and be free of one thing that you know.
As Ratoria said, yes.
That you know was plaguing your life, creating suffering in your life, and now you broke free from it by going through the journey. You got an answer to a deep-rooted question that nobody could answer. The only person that can answer that question is God. And you receive that answer, and that answer is now going to open up and enlighten you, light your pathway for you to now move differently, smoother in life. Would you do that? And I said, if so, because what happens is, if so, do you think you would come back and try to rectify and get the answers and the solution to some of the other things that you're aware about? I'm not even talking about the things that you're unaware of, because the medicine can definitely do that for you. It's built to do that. This is God's medicine. Would you do it? After I got finished asking that question, he was like, man. He said, you pitched this real good. I started laughing. I was like, pitch?
It's not a pitch. You asked the question and
you asked the
question, answer, and you was like, I'll be there.
Yeah. By the time we got finished, he was like, I'm all the way in.
Hey, Janetta.
Hey, right? I'm all the way in. Now, we're going to get into this because that's what's actually happening when we show up to your city or your town. It's, you know what it's almost like? I'm getting this right now, and then I'm going to let you speak, babe. It's almost like we carrying the Ark of the Covenant. And y'all know the power of the Ark of the Covenant. The Ark of the Covenant was powerful.
Mm-hmm.
And wherever it was, it did some dynamic things. And for those that would try to oppose it, it was serious.
What up, though, family?
What up, though? That's what it kind of feels like, right? You know that change is going to happen. Change is going to come.
That's right, y'all. Tag people.
Because that Ark of the Covenant was powerful. That's like kind of what it feels like. So with that being said, when we show up to your city or your town, if Jesus showed up to your city or your town, let's just put it like that. Because in essence, I can say that we are Jesus and we are God, and people will be, I said, they're going to say it, I'm going to say it. We are gods. You are gods. And Jesus is in God, right? Which means that Jesus is in us, we in him, he in God, we in God, which makes us, we the same. And Jesus said something that was extremely powerful. He said, y'all gonna do some stuff more powerful than me.
That was no cliche.
Am I in the word? In
all
essence.
The way.
In essence.
Ain't no essence.
I'm just saying, like,
yes.
I'm saying, okay. So.
Well, y'all tell us.
Yeah, we like to know.
Is that in the word?
Right. Did Jesus say that? I mean, in essence, like, I didn't say everything verbatim, but he did say that we would do greater works than him, right? That's what we supposed to be doing. And when I was in church, I really, honestly, this is me. Now I'm only speaking for me. I really was like, man, somebody said y'all in the word. Thank you.
Thank you.
That, I was like, dang, I don't know how that's going to happen. I don't know how. Hearing the stories of Jesus, the miracles and the stuff that Jesus did, I mean, come on, dude. It sounds good. Somebody said, that's it.
That's it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. But this is what we're witnessing when we hold space in these cities. When we show up and the people come prepared, or they come, somebody said, that's it, no question. Okay. Then it's like, yo, then why would there be hesitancy? Somebody said, definitely in the word.
Shaniqua.
Why would there be contemplation? Mm-hmm. Why would there be, I got to think about it? Or, I got some other stuff going on right now. I'm in a business deal. Or, my children. Because if we look in that Bible, and I'm going to go to it. We're going to go to this word. When Jesus showed up in people's towns, not only did the people from that town show up and show out, but people came from other cities and towns. They mobbed the spot. I'm more than sure the soldiers at that city, because the Bible don't talk about that. The Bible don't talk about it. But if we just think about it right now, right, in our time frame, if everybody started coming, think about it like when the Super Bowl hit, the Olympics hit, when the president show up in your city or town, what do they do for the president? They blocking off streets and everything so that they can keep the natural flow of the city moving. Jesus was hemming stuff up. I already know. It ain't got to say it in the Bible verbatim for me to know that. It just comes along with the territory. So, what's the big deal? What's the issue? Now, I said to my wife, I said, do you remember that commercial? It was a commercial. And at first people thought it was a joke, but it was effective. And comedians started cracking jokes about it because it was that real, right? We're going to give a shout out to everybody in the room in a second. Then I'm going to let you speak, okay?
Okay.
So the commercial went like this. Hey, what is you doing sitting on that couch? You got cereal and stuff dripping up off of your face. You ain't doing nothing. You know you need to get up and go ahead and take some of these classes.
You ain't doing no watching TV.
Yeah, you ain't doing nothing anyway.
He was saying stuff like that. Y'all know that is.
he was going off. And it resonated with people. Even if you didn't get up and get on the phone and make the phone call, you stopped what you was doing for a moment like, dude, he talking to me like this?
A lot of people did, because one thing about it, they ain't gonna keep paying for no advertising commercial if it ain't bringing in what it's supposed to bring in.
Okay.
The results.
I said, I ain't do the research, but I said, I can bet. I said they enrollment probably went through the roof after that advertisement, because old boy was on their head and they did different ones. Look, man, look, come on now. What is you doing? You just sitting there. You know you ain't doing nothing. You might as well get up, man, and change your future. Come on down to, was it DeVry or some college?
Yeah, it was some college.
Some type of college. We got we gonna give a shout out. That's what I'm saying to y'all. We gonna get into this real quick. We got Rosa Williams, Tamika Williams. What up, though? Kai Chambers, what up?
No. These are people that are tagging people. Those
okay.
That's tags. So
okay.
Give a shout out.
Well, then ain't no need for no shout outs then.
I knew that's what you was about to read.
Oh, okay, cool.
I was like, wait.
Okay.
No. People are tagging people.
Oh, good. Well, then thank you for
tagging people.
Well, then thank you for tagging. Hopefully they show up, they can get some information. See, but guess what? Obviously, that's what was happening. For when Jesus to show up in a city or a town, he getting mobbed. Because they ain't had no cell phones back then. There was no telephone back then. So that means the word of Jesus was going around. He was moving and shaking. Him and his crew, they was moving. All right. So you can get into it. We're going to get into them scriptures, you know.
What am I talking about?
Whatever you feel necessary, because my whole thing is I thought I kind of led you off onto that, like we just gonna talk about it, and this is actually happening. Look, I'm gonna be real. This definitely happens with people that need it the most. It seems like the people that need the help the most are the main ones coming up with all the excuses. Now, my wife has worked extremely hard to make it accessible for people to make a way to their freedom, to their victory, for them to tap in to God and to receive some results that they haven't received. To receive a breakthrough. This ain't the breakthrough conference that you would go to the local church. I'm not talking about that. We don't have no church. We're not moving in religion and stuff. This not what we doing. So I said, babe, people don't understand the value. They must really be having some issues making a connection with what it is that we doing. We not just showing up and having a meeting and spraying some pretty scents around and making a whole bunch of noise and shaking instruments and stuff and playing happy music in hopes that you would get better. We ain't got no choir showing up or none of that, or no speakers coming in to talk to you. It's you and the God in you. It's you tapping into your kingdom. It's you going within you. And now experiencing and being exposed to all of the answers that you've been looking for. It's inside of you.
Every answer that you seek is already inside of you. You just got to know where to go in, how to go in, When to go in.
People are afraid. I get it.
Because of religion. Because of that man-made thing called religion. That's why they're afraid.
But what has fear ever done?
Blocked you from freedom. On the other side of fear is freedom.
So, in essence, I said, babe, we had these conversations, and to be totally honest, it seemed like the conversations be harder than the lives. Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, because we be, we can talk to each other. We've been married for, it's about to be 28 years on Christmas Day, right? So, yeah, we got a relationship, and we can talk. And we love talking to each other.
Yeah, we kicks it.
We kicks it, right?
All night long.
Oh my gosh. Delino Richie? Yeah. And so here it is, right? We like, what's wrong with people?
What's wrong with people?
People got all the excuses in the world when it comes to their healing. But they've been praying though.
Crying.
They've been crying and begging God for answers. They've been dealing with all kinds of boo-boo.
Filled with anxiety.
For I don't know how long.
Blockages.
Oh, my obstacles they running into. And it's the same stuff. You just stuck in a horror film and you stuck in it. And you like, can you please get me out of it, God? And then here it is. A friend or somebody that you know then said, look here. I know somebody. They did this thing, girl. Bro. We've been having conversations talking about stuff. We've been talking about stuff, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? What if? What if the stuff they be talking about as far as, you know what I'm saying, these plant medicines and stuff, this stuff really work? You know how long people been debating over cannabis, weed, marijuana? And we just not getting to the fact that people are really starting to sincerely lean on it. Especially all the churchgoers. The churchgoers would be like, holier than thou, but behind the scenes be like, yeah, shoot, I'll go ahead and I'll go to the dispensary and I'll get me some of that oil or something. Now, I may not smoke it, but I'll get some oil and stuff.
That's right. Tori said, constipated in religion.
Wow. Y'all,
that's a different way.
Listen, if I'm telling the truth, just put a fire emoji up. If I'm telling the truth, put a 100 symbol up. If we telling the truth.
And guess what? If you do, great. But
here you go. I know.
Keep it real.
That's why I said, here you go. Go ahead.
But the things that I've seen and the journeys that I've been on and the ways that I've tapped in, regardless whether somebody give a fire emoji,
yeah,
or a heart
saying
emoji,
if they're in agreement or
shoot
not.
it to the damn moon, or they're in agreement or in disagreement, I don't care. Right. I really don't, because the truth is the truth. God is the truth. Yeah,
that's really what it is. And Jesus said. And Jesus said he was.
But thank you for putting the fire emojis, because I do see them. Yeah. I see the fire emojis.
Hey, niece. What up, though?
I see the 100s.
Okay. So now here it is. Let's just get back on this real quick, because I talked about the age of Aquarius, and we had left the age of Pisces, right? So the age of Pisces ended at 2012, and a new age began. And that was the age of Aquarius. Okay? Yeah, it's coming in. So now, here it is. One might ask, right? Well then, how does the age of Aquarius affect us? What that got to do with anything?
Sup, Anika? What up, though?
I said it's a new way. 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 Go ahead, baby.
No, I'm just saying tag folks.
Yes.
Tag them.
Yes.
That's all.
It's a time of expanded consciousness. When we take control of the earth, we go back to Mother Earth. We go back to who, babe? What is the other name for Mother Earth?
Pachamama, Gaia. The divine feminine energy.
Yeah, all that.
All that.
And then we become more mindful of humanity. In other words, we're moving now in an expanded consciousness. And we start and begin now to move where we realize that we're all connected, that we're really all one. So now all of this stuff politically will begin to change. All of this stuff socially, culturally will begin to change. And now this is the age that God has us in, the age of Aquarius. It is extremely significant and powerful. This is God's doing. It's not our doing. It's God's doing. It's now at a place where people feel a calling to guide others towards what? Enlightenment. So we hearing the terms frequency and vibration and resonance.
It's the time of the mass awakening.
Yeah.
People are waking up.
Okay. So this is what's happening. What did somebody say? Somebody said something like, religion is a whole lie and spirituality is the truth, and people are confused and full of fear. They waking up. That's what this time is. We came out of that era, and now watch this. God has to raise up some people to help pull the folks out that whoever just said that religion is a whole lie and spirituality is the truth. Meaning you tapping into spirit now is a direct connect to God. God has always wanted to do that with his people. But the person said people are what? Confused and they full of fear. And so God has to raise people up and now help pull these people out of this ditch. He's raising their level of consciousness so that they can be spiritually enlightened. It's got to happen. It's already happening and it's going to happen.
And let me tell you why. Let me tell you why spirituality is the truth. What is God?
Spirit. God is a spirit, right?
God is a spirit. Mm-hmm. Are we spirit?
We're spirit beings.
We're spirit beings. When this flesh dies, what is eternal? That's attached to us.
Our spirit.
Our spirit. Like, come on.
We.
Put 1 + 1 = 2.
Together, right? Right.
Why wouldn't you want to spend time in the spirit realm to connect with your eternal self? Everybody's so quick to keep connecting to this flesh. Yes, we in this flesh.
Right.
And we have to move about in this flesh. But in order to move about in this flesh the best way possible, we have to be connected to ourselves spiritually.
Yes.
We have to be connected to God in spirit and in truth.
Yeah.
Period.
So now, this is what I'm going to do. Because I want to get this out of the way. Because I said we was going to get into the scripture. And I know it's probably a little late for some people. The last time I said that, you know what I'm saying, y'all checked me real hard. Y'all was like, dude, we grown. We ain't on no curfew.
Amanda said, teach it.
There it is. Okay? Ain't no curfews over here. We grown. We paying the bills. They pay the cost to be the boss over there. So you can stay up as late as you want to. We ain't trying to hold you, though, like that. So for those of you who have some utensils, some things for you to be able to take some notes and all of that, this is you might as well go ahead. Let's get it out the way. Let's knock it down. All right. So now, let's see. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
My bad. Y'all know how I do.
It's all good. It's all good.
I ain't sleepy yet though, but I know it's coming. I'm just wanting to warn you.
So we're gonna go to Luke, chapter 5.
You want me to type it on here?
No. As a matter of fact, let me pull it up.
Why you don't want me to mess up your stuff?
No, baby.
I know, I'm just joking.
I love you.
Oh, I should have known you was going to already have it on there. Your ass.
Yeah.
No.
Yes. Okay. So here it is. This is just the first portion of where we going. Now, I said normally I'm not coming from no other versions of the Bible because I wanted to stick with the versions that was really given to us primarily from the beginning, right? And let's see, let me go to, okay, here we go. So Luke chapter 5 verses 17 through 26. Now, what we gonna do though is we gonna go through this, and I'm gonna read the new life version first, and then we gonna top it off with the KJV, the King James version.
So this is what I'm saying. The thing is, like we saying, what would you do if Jesus came to your town?
Yeah. Now let me break this down though. Here it is. Jesus heals a man that was let down through the roof of a house. This is the way that if you knew if Jesus was coming to your crib, your city, your state, or the surrounding area, right? Because some people can flow. It's like, okay, I drive 2 hours. Look, we lived in Detroit, Michigan. Sandusky, Ohio has an amusement park called Cedar Point. If you can drive from Detroit to Sandusky to have a good time, if Jesus was showing up in Sandusky, oh, we bum rushing it. Because now Jesus got some answers for us, right? Okay. So now let's go through. I'm gonna read the NLV, the New Life version, and then y'all can follow it basically and see the differences, right? And then we gonna hit on that KJV. So now here it is. Luke chapter 5, verse 17 through 26. On one of the days, while Jesus was teaching, some proud religious law keepers and teachers of the law were sitting by him. This is the New Life version. They had come from every town in the countries of Galilee and Judea and from Jerusalem. Listen, it shouldn't even be no question about when you hear about a journey, especially if in fact you know you got this from someone who actually went on a journey and telling you that they had a life-changing experience for the better. What you waiting on? They wasn't waiting. They wasn't waiting at all. They came from everywhere, basically. Right? Galilee, Judea, and from Jerusalem. And it says the power of the Lord was there to heal them. Now, it says some men took a man who was not able to move his body to Jesus. He was carried on a bed. They looked for a way to take the man into the house where Jesus was. But they cannot find a way to take him in because of so many people. So they had bum rushed this whole crib. Thank you, baby. So they bum rushed this whole crib, and now they got a man that they know is real sick. And they trying to figure out a way to get to Jesus. That's how, literally, when people are sick and tired of being sick and tired, it don't matter. And we have prime examples of that in the Bible, right? The ones that we hear in church, like the woman with the issue of blood. But they couldn't find a way to take him in because of so many people. Check what they did. They made a hole in the roof over where Jesus stood. This is the New Life version I'm reading. Then they let the bed with the sick man on it down before Jesus. When Jesus saw their faith, he said to the man, "Friend, your sins are forgiven." It was that easy. They just showed up. They made a way and they showed up. And what did Jesus do for them? Heal the sick man immediately. This is what happens when people come to the ceremonies. This is what happens when people come to the retreats. They ain't got to lay no money on the altar. They ain't got to have hands laid on them. Nobody got to be prophesying over them. When they have an encounter with Jesus and they're really moving in faith, and almost every person who does move in faith in the Bible, we can find numerous examples of it. Jesus ain't even wasting no time to take care of the issue. He like, as soon as they show up, you heal because of your faith.
Moving in faith is walking in intention and believing. Mm-hmm. Just knowing.
Can you repeat that? You know I'm going to do it. Yeah. So that's what that is, right? Okay. Let's keep going. Did y'all get that though? Did y'all get that one? All right. So now let's go to same book, same chapter, same book, same chapter, verses 27 through 32. And now we breaking this up. We're going to break it up into 4 parts. That first part was, right? Jesus healed a man that was let down from the roof of a house. This second part is going to be Jesus called Matthew. And really, his name was Levi. But Jesus calls Matthew. Okay? So now, here it is again. I'm gonna read this, and I had to write it out, y'all. I wonder why I didn't think of that the last time. So here it is now. Luke chapter 5, verses 27 through 32. Now, after Jesus went out and saw a man who gathered taxes, his name was what? Levi. Levi was sitting at his work. This is the New Life Version. Jesus said to him, "Follow me." Levi got up, left everything, and followed Jesus. That was amazing. He was on his job. He just bust up. He's like, "I'm out." Levi made a big supper for Jesus in his house. Many men who gathered taxes and other people sat down with them. The teachers of the law and the proud religious law keepers talked against the followers of Jesus. I want y'all to notice that. It's always the religious folks. They said, "Why do you eat and drink with men who gather taxes with sinners?" Jesus said to them, "People who are well do not need a doctor. Only those who are sick need a doctor." Now here's the real part, he says, for real, right here. "I have not come to call," this is what the New Life Version says, "good people. I have come to call sinners to be sorry for their sins and to turn from them." Dude. Now, why are we doing this? In hopes to bring people to a place where they can be set free. We call it blockages. We call it hindrances. We calling it trauma. It's all the same thing.
It's all that.
It's all of it.
It's all that.
At the end of the day. And so if there's a sense of not being able to understand, I get people not really totally understanding or being hesitant to move in it, and or being afraid of the unknown. But if people know that we've done journeys, And my wife has done many, many, many more journeys than I have. Because she is the shaman and the oracle. Y'all can look that up. Go to an etymology app or something and look up the word shaman and look up the word oracle. Because shaman were here before preachers and pastors and all of this stuff that's connected to religion. Shaman.
Religion itself.
I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. This stuff
God
been
want to
here.
lift the veil. God want to lift the veil. God wants to lift the veil, and man keep wanting to put the shit back down. Man keep wanting to put up blockages. Men keep wanting to put up fear. And they continue to put God in a box.
Listen,
they
y'all.
Continue to put God in a box or a triangle, however you want to put it.
So now, let's go to another scripture. Because I got to do it. This is the third part. Right? This is the third part. Luke chapter 5, verses 33 through 35. I'm going to be reading the NLV version, the New Life version. This is where, in the third part, Jesus teaches about going without food so you can pray better. And there is a connection with this, okay? So now, in the NLV version, Luke chapter 5, verse 33 says, so they asked Jesus, why do the followers of John and of the proud religious law keepers go without food so that they can pray better, but your followers keep eating and drinking? This they asking Jesus. So Jesus answered them. He said, can the friends at a wedding be sorry when the man just married is with them? The days will come when the man just married will be taken from them. Then they will not eat food so that they can pray better in those days. Now, here it is. What I'm about to say and where I'm about to go, because we're not finished. We almost done with the scriptures. At least those to break down what it is that we talking about. Okay? Luke chapter 5, verse 33 through 35. Jesus basically was asked the question, why is it that John the Baptist people, they fasting and all of this stuff, and all of these religious law keepers, they doing all of this in hopes that they can, they can tap in, their prayers can be more effective, right? And Jesus is like, look, am I supposed to tell people to not celebrate and not have a good time at the wedding of the groom? So the groom is there. The groom is here now. That's what he's saying. If they could catch the story, he's saying, I'm physically here. I'm the groom of this party. We finna have a good time. Let these folks be. Because in a little while, I'm going to be leaving here. And then they're going to have to fast. Now, am I saying fasting is bad? No. Most people that's in religion, most of them be struggling with a fast. You tell a person to go on a fast, most people, they struggling. If you throw a number out there remotely close to a basketball jersey number, like, okay, we going 12 days.
Can I say something right quick about that? Because we had a talk earlier today. And I just want to say, anybody that knows Zeno, they know that he is very gifted in prophecy. We talked about the time that he went on a fast. He went on an 18-day fast where it was just water.
Go back. And let me just drop the context real quick. See, we had left the church. We left. We picked up, God uprooted us, and we came to Cali. And we had our little spell with church stuff, and we really was like, we done. We good. It's gonna be us and God. We like it's gonna be me and you, God. That's how we were. And then my wife gets this email or some type of information about some people holding church. They were holding Bible study. They weren't having church. And so she asked me, yo, like, you want to roll? You want to go? And I'm like, okay, cool. Because we still, like, just to be totally honest, here it is. I'm going to be transparent. Because when you in the church, if you're under leadership that has basically put some fear on you, then you think once you leave the church that you left God. And then if you're not tithing and all of this stuff, then it's like you finna go down. Your whole ship is about to sink. And we found out something different. But we said, you know what? We'll go ahead. We'll give it a try. We went to the Bible studies. The Bible studies were amazing. They were good. Eventually, a year later, the people ended up organizing a church. They got a church.
We kept saying, we're not about to join no another church.
Yeah, right.
We are not about to join another church. And so we came to these Bible studies. They had them once a month. And we was like, okay, so they doing it a little different. They got, question and answer.
Yeah, the Q&A was fire.
Question and answer was dope.
Yes.
Nobody was spewing fear across the pulpit.
Yeah.
It was a lot more relaxed setting.
Yes.
So, when they started the church, we saw that we could possibly come in and help in some way.
Yes.
Right?
Coming from a mega church, too.
Not saying we coming in and saying we want to be some leaders. Because let me explain something to you. Every church that I've been in.
You almost made me spit this beet juice out.
Don't ask me to be an usher. Don't ask me to, no. The answer is always going to be no.
My wife would be like, no.
Because that's not what, my thing was when I was there in church, honestly, if it was too much singing going on, I was feeling some kind of way. Because I was like, okay, that's enough. My feet hurt. Let's sit down so we can get to this word. So that was my thing, right?
Yeah.
That was my thing, wanting to get down with the get down. But we saw things like, oh, they're going out into the community and they're buying groceries for people. They're buying groceries for strangers. Okay, let's go with them. Let's go do this. Let's go do this too. We saw these things, right? And we was like, yeah. I mean, beginning stages, like they ain't even have all their paperwork together.
But they was doing some
They wouldn't even
things.
accept no money. See, this is the things that we was looking. They wouldn't accept no money. They wouldn't do none of that. So we was looking like, okay,
this is the
different.
move.
This is different, right? So we can go in and we can see like what's what.
Oh, pardon me.
And so we get there, and then you want to pick up from that to go where you was at, or you need to pull you back where you was at.
So no, I'm just saying, like, I wanted y'all to understand, like, she's now like, yo, let's try this out. Because we said we was done. We was finito with the church.
Now, at this point, we're there at the church, but I'm studying herbs. I'm going on plant medicine journeys. I'm studying under Shaman. I'm still doing all this, but we still up in there. And then Zeno's asked to become an intercessor.
And I'm like, prayer? Yeah, I can do that. Shoot, long story short, God sends me on a fast. What was it? 18 days?
An 18-day fast.
And out of the 18 days, 12 of those days, God has given me downloads, and I'm writing everything down because now these things are addressing the leadership of the church, the people of the church. It's kind of like a global message, so to speak, right? For God's people, blah 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 blah. It's like it was going down. It was a serious word. We found out the very people that asked me to come and pray, now that I done prayed and heard from God concerning them, the church and God's people, they don't want to hear it.
They don't want to hear it.
They don't want to hear it.
Then the pastor actually said that the real reason that he asked Zeno to be an intercessor is because he was a male and it was a lot of females up in there, and they felt like Zeno could come up in there and break up some of that cattiness. What the
to wrangle up the female energy. So
I'm like,
the motive wasn't right.
I'm like, nigga, what?
Yeah.
Now, and at the same time, Zeno is trying to give them this word for a year, but they too busy.
And to be totally honest, they did also hit me with the kinda, right? Who does he think he is? Because if we really wanted to hear a word, our bishop is Bishop so and so and so and so.
That's true.
If we want to get a word, I guess they was like, we just asked you to pray, nigga. We didn't ask you to deliver no words up here. That's how you moving with God. Okay. How long did I hold on to that?
I said a year. A year, and when I said I'm gonna reach out one last time. One last time.
Yes.
Because people think this a play, and people think we trying to sit down and go eat with them. It ain't about that.
Like we trying to get cozy and next.
Right. You know what I mean?
You put me on assignment. Now God got me on assignment. I'm in agreement.
And so now Zeno's on the back burner again after I reach out for the last time, and I can't take it no more. So I'm like, oh. So they don't wanna hear what God gotta say. We been knew we was supposed to be up out of there. Yeah. But we was tarrying, trying to help.
And it's something when God holds you to something, boy. You gotta hold that thing. So you sleeping with it. You know what I'm saying? Your heart is going out for the people, the leadership and everything. It's like if anybody know. Again, if anybody is a prayer intercessor, a prayer warrior, they done something like that, and you know God has given you something and told you to hold that thing, or created circumstances for you to have to hold that and not release it. Oh man!
One thing I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you how I feel. Period. I'm going to tell you how I feel, and if I feel like I'm put in a situation to where you're running and I can't tell you how I feel, then I'm going to figure out a way to tell you how I feel. And the way that I was figuring out to tell them how I feel was through text.
And it was
because guess what? Oh, it was like a short story.
Yeah.
I'm keeping it 100.
For sure. But it was on point.
Because guess what? I'm going to say everything that you won't let me say on the phone because you can hang up on me. I'm going to say everything that I'm going to say before you get up and try to walk off if we go sit down and we whatever.
Yes.
Because I feel like that this is what you're supposed to hear. And so I went long and I went hard. And Zeno and my son begged me. They said, please don't send that. Please don't send that.
Yeah.
Please don't send it.
She sent it though.
No, I didn't.
Oh no, you didn't. You sure didn't.
I didn't send it.
Yeah, actually.
No, I didn't send it.
Actually, you didn't.
I still have it.
Right. Yeah, you still have it.
All these years later, I still have it. I do. Yeah. Because guess what? People be talking junk, right? People talk junk, but I keep receipts. I keeps receipts.
Yeah. So the thing about this is, I
just wanted to say that.
Yeah, no, I
keeps receipts because people talk junk and people lie. I stay to myself. We do what we do. Right. We're here to help people heal, and that's it. And people be talking junk. People been talking junk for a long time when we stepped out to do this. Yeah. And we knew that people was going to talk junk. Right. So don't get it twisted. We understand
what this is.
We understand completely what this is.
And it's just becoming clearer that what we're called to, it mirrors the life of Jesus. And it should if you following Jesus. See, like the word says God is no respecter of person. So If we are in him, then we all should be feeling the brunt of something when we following Jesus.
And we just trying to help y'all tap directly into God to stop going through a middleman like that. Because if it ain't been working for you for these past 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60.
Now let me say,
because I done had people in ceremony that been in church 60 years.
Yes.
I counted all the way to 60. 60 years on the mother's board, been praying, been fasting, been going in, been going in, and they sit in ceremony and say, I don't know what to do with my life.
Because they spent it all up in the church.
And I never, ever even dealt with the trauma that my mama inflicted on me. So who am I? I don't even know who I am.
Wow.
And I'm afraid of what's going to happen on the other side, and now I need to know the truth.
Yeah, because I'm getting close now. I know I'm at this age where I'm getting close to going to the other side. I need to know.
And then we have people that come in there that's in their 20s. That's on their knuckles.
Yeah.
And they depressed. And they want to commit suicide. And they're on drugs. Not just the young ones on drugs.
Oh, yeah.
And they're alcoholics. And they killing themselves.
Yeah.
And they still be up in the church. All the time. For a very long time.
Suffering, y'all. Okay.
And they feel like they've tried everything. But.
Right. ... Right.
And when they felt and connected in their spirit that going on a journey was specifically for them, they did everything in their power to make sure that they walked by faith and in intention, and they didn't let not a damn thing stop them. One thing that we tell people, that people have to feel safe at all times when you go on the journey. And part of that is people have to take a COVID test when they come in there, and not no at-home COVID test. We've had people come that don't even have a car, that had to Uber or walk to go get a COVID test. It's all about what you hear when you make the call. What you see after you start seeking. Are you even awake enough to put into the atmosphere that you need help, and then when the help show up, for you to see it?
Man, look here.
No, a lot of people don't.
Yeah.
Because they continue to put God in a box. Why do people continue to put God in a box? Why do people continue to put God in one book? I'm keeping it 100, and I don't care what nobody got to say. I don't care what nobody, one person, no person, many persons got to say. Because God is not in one book. God is larger. God is larger than every single book on this entire planet. How dare you just put the God that created the universe and the universes in one book? How dare you?
Don't y'all understand and know that God is in somewhere fragmented because of man? God is still in all of these books. And God is outside of those books. You can't contain God into a book. But he's revealed himself through these many books. Why? Because everybody ain't from the same geographical location. Everybody's not going to subscribe to the same lane and road to get to a place. Remember when Oprah said it? Y'all remember when Oprah said it?
And people went in.
They flipped
and we
out
was
on her.
One of them.
Yep. Yeah. Flipped out on her.
Oprah tripping. She talking about it more than one way. But guess what? The ones that they don't realize that Oprah had traveled the world.
Yeah, had a totally different perspective.
Total different perspective. The entire world.
Yeah.
She's already sat with a lot of different religions. She knew what it was. She knew what it was when she said it. But she got crucified for it. But they praised her when she brought the whiners in there. When she brought the whiners in there, they was in there like, But the minute she say it's more than one way, it gotta be more than one way to get to God. You mean to tell me it's just one way to get to the God of the universe, and the universe is that done created everything that's everywhere at the exact same time? Like, come on now, y'all. Come on now.
So I did part 3 of that. I'm gonna just finish it up so I can make my point in this.
Of right? What?
Again, the example of the comparison, I put it like that, the comparison of how people should move, because I'm showing you in the Bible. We showing y'all. Like, if Jesus showed up in your town, what would you really do? So I left off where Jesus taught. He gave an example about, John the Baptist people, they fasting and they giving up food and all of that so that they can tap into prayer and all of that. In essence, Jesus, the way that he's explaining it, it sounds like he's saying, in that instance, there was a time for it. Like, it's a time for you to pray and go in like that. Right now, I'm here. So I'm here. There's no need for you to push your plate away like that, because I'm going to feed them spiritually. I need to tap into their psyche, their spirits, so I can heal them, because they're hurting. They're sick. Right? So it ain't going to come, everything ain't going to possibly come dressed up the way that you're used to it being dressed up, because you doing it uniformly within this religious structure. And they kept coming back to Jesus with that. And he would, every time they came to him with it, he was like flipping them. He was flipping them and dipping them. You know what I'm saying? So now, the last thing, the fourth thing that God sent us to is this. Luke chapter 5, verse 36 through 39. Again, I'm reading the New Life Version. I said I was going to read the King James Version, and I am. So the topic in this, the fourth part of it being broken up, it's connected to the third part. You see, now Jesus breaks down the picture story of the cloth and the bag. He's talking about the new skins for the wine. And in essence, the old wine is better. People gonna always choose the older wine than the newer wine. And God said something that was extremely significant in this, y'all. And I'm praying that y'all catch this for real. Okay. So here it is. Let's see. Let me go. Let me pull the light out. So Luke chapter 5, verses 36 and 39. So then Jesus told them this picture story, right? He said, "No one sews a piece of cloth from a new coat on an old coat. If he does, the new coat will have a hole. The new piece and the old coat will not be the same." Are y'all catching this? Verse 37. "No man puts new wine into old skin bags. If they did, the skins would break and the wine would run out. The bags would be no good. New wine must be put into new bags, and both are kept safe." Verse 39. "No one wants new wine after drinking old wine," he says. "The old wine is better." Now, what is the whole analogy with that? I started all of this out with talking about ages. I think where people overall they kind of fight with this thing, right? They're fighting with it. It's because God is doing a new thing with his old ways. And people are confusing his old ways as new ways. And in the word, it says that people would prefer the old wine more than the new wine. Let's go to that third part that was broken down. Fasting and praying has its place. Pastors and preachers and teachers and evangelists, if you want to just break it down and say the fivefold ministry has its place. But the issue and the real problem is that predominantly all across the board now, within that structure, man has screwed it up. They have manipulated it. They have diluted it.
And continue to.
They have contaminated it. They done contaminated it. And so now all of these examples of the things that we see where people like, yo, you know, the reason why Jesus ain't coming back, y'all holding Jesus up because y'all not giving the way you should be given. The TV evangelist, Jesse Duplantis. We hearing the street corner preachers, y'all didn't get my Movado and I've been asking y'all for it. How do you do that to me? I come and teach you what is my teaching and my Holy Ghost not worth your McDonald's money?
His Holy Ghost.
Yeah, I mean something to that effect, right?
Oh, okay.
What's happening is that man has actually diluted, contaminated, and jacked up what God has put in place. And so God always got the remedy.
And they always calling what God created evil, right? They want to talk about crystals. Even want to have crystals and such and blah, blah, blah. Crystals. Mm-hmm. Well, guess what? You have one big ass crystal right here in the middle of your forehead, wow, which is called the pineal gland, that connects to the energy of the damn earth. Mm-hmm. And then they want to call chakras evil. Mm-hmm.
They want to call
the meridian
yoga
points in the body. They want to call this stuff evil, and they don't know.
These are old ways.
They don't know, and they don't understand because all they know is the Bible. Mm-hmm. That's all they know. And then the Bible, a lot of them, they stay on the same scriptures.
Well, let me just, most people, honestly, most people that say they in that word for real. You got some out there that really study.
Oh, for sure.
We know some.
We know some.
Okay, we know some. But most folks, they don't even know what they reading for real. They don't even know how to rightly divide the word because they ain't studied.
Guess what? If the ones in the pulpit, the ones that's supposed to be leading, they supposed to be up in there like that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Cause that's what they supposed to be doing. Mm-hmm. So they can help.
They was called to
lead and guide.
Right. They were called to, if they were really called to it.
But the people that's sitting out there in the pews, if they're not getting it, that still don't mean God don't hear them. Mm-hmm. It still don't mean God ain't getting their cries.
Oh, listen.
It still don't mean God ain't getting their prayers. God getting them.
We finna get into it.
And God showing up. But do they see it?
Mm-hmm. So now, let me just go over and keep my word with what I said, and I'm going to breeze through this. So Luke chapter 15, right? This is the King James version of everything that was broken down. I hope that y'all really getting something from this. Luke chapter 5, verse 17 through 39. So, and it came to pass, this is verse 17, it came to pass on a certain day as he was teaching that there were Pharisees and doctors of the law sitting by, which would come out of every town of Galilee, Judea, and Jerusalem. And the power of the Lord was present to them. So that means, look, if Jesus showed up in your town, you should be showing up. It shouldn't even be no hesitation about nothing. And behold, men brought in a bed a man which was taken with a palsy, and they sought means to bring him in, and to lay him before him. And when they could not find by what way they might bring him in because of the multitude, they went up upon the housetop.
Thank you, Janetta. Janetta said this is good stuff, y'all. Thank you for saying that, because it's like people just watching, they ain't saying nothing.
It's all good. Soak it in. I'm just soak saying. It in. Actually, check out the replay. You feel me? Because I'm telling you what God gave us. He gave it to us for a reason. And so they let him down through the tiling with his couch in the midst before Jesus. They actually tore up somebody's roof to get this man some help. They ain't even, I mean, I don't know if they had the money to fix it, but at that point, it's like either they cared or they didn't care.
They didn't care. They tore that damn man roof up and bust up.
Right.
They wasn't like, right. We got to give him some money to fix.
You understand what I'm saying?
No, they bust up.
Yeah. And when he saw their faith, he said unto him, Man, thy sins are forgiven thee. And the scribes and the Pharisees began to reason, saying, Who is this which speaketh blasphemies? Who can forgive sins but God alone? But when Jesus perceived their thoughts, he already knew. He heard the rambling. He felt their spirits already heard him in the spirit. He answering said unto them, Why reason ye in your hearts? Why y'all even contemplating all of this? Look, whether it's easier to say thy sins be forgiven thee or to say rise up and walk, it's still gonna mean the same thing. This is what Jesus said. If I said thy sins be forgiven thee, or sorry about that, y'all, or to say rise up and walk, but that ye may know that the Son of Man hath power upon the earth to forgive sins, he said unto the sick of the palsy, I say unto thee, arise and take up thy couch and go into what? Thine house. And immediately he rose up before them, and took up that whereon he lay, and departed to his own house, glorifying God. See, that's what people do. Most of them, when they go on this journey, it's like, oh, let me go on in my house and let me give God praise. Let me go ahead now. Let me go to work now. So let me go to work. Let me go back to the word. Because that word should be illuminated to you then. Things should look differently to you then. Right? And they were all amazed. And they glorified God and were filled with fear, saying, We have seen strange things today. And after these things, he went forth and saw a publican named Levi, which later on we find out is Matthew, sitting at the receipt of custom. And he said unto him, Follow me. And he left all, rose up and followed him. And Levi made him a great feast in his own house, because he had the bread to do it. Okay. And there was a great company of publicans and of others that sat down with them. But the scribes and the Pharisees, all the religious folks, murmured against the disciples, saying, Why do you eat and drink with publicans and sinners? Look, they just own his head. And Jesus answering said unto them, They that are whole need not a physician, but they that are sick. I came not to call the righteous, but sinners to repentance. And they said unto him, Why do the disciples of John fast often and make prayers, and likewise the disciples of the Pharisees, but thine eat and drink? And he said unto them, Can ye make the children of the bride chamber fast while the bridegroom is with them? But the days will come when the bridegroom shall be taken away from them, and then shall they fast in those days. And he spake also a parable unto them. No man putteth a piece of a new garment upon an old. If otherwise, then both the new make a rent or a hole, and the piece that was taken out of the new agreeth not with the old. Y'all see what's happening? And no man putteth new wine into old bottles, else the new wine will burst the bottles, and be spilled, and the bottles shall perish. But new wine must be put into new bottles, and both are preserved. No man also having drunk old wine straightway right, straight up and down, desireth new. For he saith, the old is better. Ultimately, we are now into a new age. And God is taking things of old, right? And putting it, he dressing it up into this thing. And folks, I don't know. And we all have to come to the understanding that everybody that calls themselves a believer has a responsibility to follow God, as a word would say, with fear and trembling. It's their own situation that they are going through. They got to make that judgment call for themselves, how they get to God. We're simply saying that the method in which we were called to and have proven, I could see if we was test running and we were guessing. Yeah, I could totally understand people like people, you understand what I'm saying? Like, I could see if we really were like novice. See, it's one thing for somebody to say something when they haven't faced death and had to actually talk to their God, versus somebody that actually was facing death and had to depend on God alone because they knew other people weren't going to be there. So they had to prove and put their God to the test. People can be carefree and say, and what they want to say. But this thing that we are walking in, we've been walking in it and following God because we were led by God to do it. Now, I mean, to be totally honest, I could drop some more stuff. I could, real quick. Because guess what? God has had a problem with man ever since he created man. Ever since he created man, man has just been going left. And according to the Bible, it is the nature of man to go left. The original nature of man, according to the Bible, to go left. Right? When he created man and said, I need you to eat from everything in this garden, just don't touch that. Just don't touch that. You here to be responsible for everything, overlooking, you in control of it. As a matter of fact, you have authority now and ownership to a certain degree. You dominate and you rule in this. You get to name things and all of that. Take care of this stuff. And you can eat from all, I'm telling you now, I'm showing you the things that you can eat from, right? All of this stuff can be substance for you. It's going to be meat for you. You can do all of that. Just don't touch this. What does man do? Touch the thing that God said don't touch. Let's go there real quick. 1 Samuel chapter 8, verses 18 and 19, real quick. Verses 18 and 19, real quick. Let's just go there. 1 Samuel chapter 8, verses 18 and 19, King James Version, okay? I'm going with the King James Version.
I thought Siri was about to start talking.
About to start tripping, huh?
You know how they be listening.
So, verse 18, here it is now, because I got the little subtopic. It says, the people made a choice and chose what? A king instead of God. Verse 18, and ye shall cry out in that day because of your king, which ye shall have chosen. And the Lord will not hear you in that day. Nevertheless, the people refused to obey the voice of Samuel, and they said, nay, but we will have a king over us. That was the people. And you know what has happened today in that age that we just left? People have been guilty of making men and women that call themselves pastors and preachers and evangelists and bishops and archbishops and every other kind of title and name that they give themselves. Not all of them, but that's what they did. They messed around and turned these people into kings. And then they wondering why they've been praying, they've been fasting, they've been doing everything, and stuff's not working. God let a whole age go through. And how long is an age?
2,160 years.
2,160 years, roughly, for the sake of debate. And now God has called us to be able to take you directly, right, to God by doing what the Bible said. What did the Bible say? Right? What did the Bible say? Something about going within. Right? Something about going within. Going within the what? The kingdom. Let's see. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? Going within the kingdom. The King James Version.
And Zeno was getting into the word and he's getting into the Bible, and that's good. Mm-hmm. There's also me. Not saying that I don't go into the Bible and I don't go into the word, because I do that too. Mm-hmm. I also spent a lot of time in the spiritual realm. And the Bible is great. But one thing you have to understand is it's no words in no book that can describe God. It's no words in no book that can describe God. Mm-hmm. People go on these journeys. Some people can talk about what they've seen in depth. Some people can't, because it has shaken their whole world. Yes. And they can only talk about little pieces here and there.
Because they still processing.
It's
something to process.
It's a lot to process.
Yes, it is.
When you know what you know, what you know, what you know, what you think you know. Then when you find out, like, damn, what I've been thinking I've been knowing for all these years is not that. You know how many times we sit in ceremony and I go to people and they just sitting there and they rocking back and forth.
Yes.
And I already know. Because I'm the shaman and I'm the oracle, and I can look at them and I can see what's on their mind. And they go to rock and they get to saying all these lies.
I've been lied to.
I've been lied to. I'm not sitting there telling them a damn thing. I'm not telling them that you've been lied to.
Right. Whispering in their ear.
I'm not telling them that. I'm not showing them that their family members have done things to them. I'm not showing them that friends have done things to them that they may not remember or may not have even known about.
Subconscious.
I'm not showing them anything. We're setting up the space and we're bringing them God's medicine for God to show them. Because God ultimately is the one that can change shit in an instant.
Right.
But man want to keep on coming down here and trying to take the power of God. And God wants you to have the power yourself. You came down here with it. Before you got down here, you got it. You had it. But then you forgot about it when you got down here. Now it's time for the awakening. And God want to bring it back to you. You're going to allow people to inflict fear, which stops you from the freedom.
Yeah.
You're going to allow people to project their fear on you.
Yeah.
Because if you feel like you want to go on a journey, damn it, go on a journey.
And let me
because
just,
you
yes.
know
Go ahead.
what's going on in your mind, in your soul. You know the agony that you're going through. You know the prayers that you prayed. You know the seeds that you've sown. You know the work that you thought you was doing correctly, but you keep hitting the wall. You keep hitting the wall, and then you like, this is for me. This is for me, and then you let somebody, a human, open up their mouth and say, have fear. Fear this. You bet not. You need to. Listen. And then guess what? That fear just crawl right back up on your shoulders. And it pull you right back down. And then here come the center blocks. And then you still stuck. And then how many years you gonna wait? How many years you gonna go through what you gonna go through? Because when Jesus stepped in the mix, there was change instantly. You didn't have to pray and then go put money on the altar and then go back home and wait.
And then go through the battle of whether or not you're going to doubt what you just prayed for and let emotions get in the way and your mind is playing, you going through mind battles with the prayer. Like, no.
I'm keeping it 100. You didn't have to go and wait. What you waiting for? The time is now. Be free now. Don't wait. What you waiting on? You waiting like you got time. What you waiting on? You afraid because somebody told you something? Learn what's best for you. You came down here by yourself. You're going to leave by yourself.
Listen, and let me make this statement very loud and clear. Yes, let me make this statement loud and clear. We are delivering this message for people to be able to understand why we do what we do. Why we actually do what we do. And we're trying to give you a different angle and perspective on what it is we do and why we do it. This is why we're asking the question, if Jesus was to show up in your town or your city, what would you do? Now, let's just get to it. We doing what Jesus said do. In Luke chapter 17, verses 20 and 21, King James Version, right? He talks about the kingdom of God being within you. Verse 20. And when he was demanded of the Pharisees when the kingdom of God should come, he answered them and said, the kingdom of God cometh not with observation. Verse 21. Neither shall they say, lo here, or lo there. For behold, the kingdom of God is within you. I don't even need to repeat it. Because it just is what it is. It is what it is. And so now, this is what, because here's the thing. I was like, well then, how is it that people are saying or feeling like, yo, why do I need to go on a journey? And what is the whole purpose for that? And what are all of these excuses that people are coming up with that's stopping them and preventing them from moving forward? Okay, so what? You afraid to be free? You afraid to know what it feel like to live the very thing that you've been praying for? Because I've had that feeling before. You say you want to be rich. You say you want to be wealthy. You say you want to be a boss. You say you want a relationship. You say you want to be married. You say you want, a better relationship with your children. All this other stuff. It takes some stuff to do that. It takes faith for you to imagine that, just to even see that playing out in your mind, especially if you're going through it. Right? So now, here it is. God said to me and sent this stuff to us in order for me to share this with you. Because I was like, God, every time we talk to these people just be like, not everybody, but it just seems like folks.
No, everybody we talk to, somebody got something to say.
Yeah.
Everybody. body we talk to, somebody got something to say. And the somebody that got something to say don't even know what they talking about.
Well, let me say
They only
this.
going off of what they heard
Mm-hmm.
or what they thought they read, and when they read it, the mindset that they were in, it wasn't even in an awakened state to even read it. Once you're in an awakened state and you go back and you read the Bible opens up differently for you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You're connecting to God. You have a real personal relationship with God. Now you want to know everything it is to know about God, not just the Bible. You want to get into nature. You want to know about oxygen. You want to know about trees. You want to know about herbs. You
Mm-hmm.
want to know about healing the body natural. Now you are becoming a new creature. You're not going. You're not leaving church going to Papa's every or Golden Corral every weekend.
Right. No, for real. I don't mean to laugh, but I do. But I
I'm
don't.
just saying.
I know.
Because you understand that when you're in the presence of God, you vibrate higher. Things fall off of you instantly. How many times have you went and got hands laid on you and prayed and you might have felt a little something, but when you got home, it was the same old shit? How many times? How many times?
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
I don't have time for this no more. I don't have time for it no more. People, make the decision that you feel like is best for your life, for your soul.
Cause we gonna do this the way that God lead us to do it, and we following the way of Jesus. We done said this on many lives, so this isn't new, right? But the thing is that God within the word, we're gonna say within the word, right? Within the word. I did do the air quotations too. And I don't mean that disrespectfully. It's just that again, people have it confused. God is in all of these different religions.
God is
There's
in
pieces of it.
everything.
God is in everything,
God created everything.
and man dilutes it and redacts it and edit it and chop and screw it and flip it and manipulate it and twist it and tangle it and you know what I'm saying, sauce it up and spin it. Look, the reality is this. I said, God, we've been saying what we doing. We doing your work. We doing all of this and this and that. Now, for the people that have actually been on journeys with us in our space that we hold, that God allows us to be able to do, there's something that happens, and it blew me away because God showed me this in the Word. And when I saw it, He was saying, "This is how you know you've been with me. This is how you know, son, that y'all been in my presence when y'all doing this." Because people want to know how you know. You better be careful. It may not be, like they really be like, this could be demonic or evil or devilish. In Exodus chapter 34, verses 29 through 35, I'm going to the King James Version with this. But I'm only going to read verses 29 through 31 for y'all to really get everything. Y'all can read the whole chapter if you want to. You could, because it's good. And I don't think honestly, I saw this and I know it was God that led us to this because nobody that I knew taught on this at all. Ever. I don't ever remember anybody teaching on this. Ever. So, Exodus 34, verse 29, it says, "And it came to pass when Moses came down from Mount Sinai with the 2 tablets of testimony in Moses' hand, when he came down from the mount, that Moses would not, that the skin of his face shone, while he talked with them. And when Aaron and all the children of Israel saw Moses, behold, the skin of his face shone. And they were afraid to come nigh him. And Moses called unto them, and Aaron and all the rulers of the congregation returned unto him, and Moses talked with them." And as I read further down to verse 35, what I realized is that after that, Moses had to actually put a veil on to talk to the people because they saw him differently. They knew that he had been in the presence of God. And then God spoke and was like, do you know when you guys are in ceremony, when people look at y'all don't look the same for a reason, because you've been in my presence. So what they see is not you. They see you, but they don't see you as you. So I have people in ceremony and they in my face like this. They looking like, y'all see how close I am? What in the world is going on?
Okay, back up.
That's how they be in my face.
They do.
And it took me a minute.
Touching his face.
Touching my face.
Touching his ears.
They like, what's going on? We in the spirit realm. We in the kingdom now for real. We in the presence of God. We don't look the same. People have looked at my wife, and some people have been afraid to look at my wife.
Yeah, a few people.
Like the people were afraid to look at Moses. She's the shaman. She's the oracle. She the one that's going on the journeys on behalf of the people to tap in and to go into the kingdom, to go before the presence of God, to figure out, okay, if God needs to reveal and show some things about a particular person, or lead her and guide her somewhere in the spirit, to give her some precursor clues to something about somebody, or just to be open, whatever it is. And when I read that, I was like, oh, wow, okay. How come nobody ever taught about that? You know why? Now this is just me saying this right now. Maybe because they ain't never really, ever really been in the spirit realm. And if they have, they just haven't really thought about it to put it all together, because of everything that they may have experienced is so much.
The point, let me talk about that, because that's the point of me bringing up the fact that you had went. It wasn't to talk about the whole old church situation with you going on a fast. It really wasn't.
No.
The point of that was, like I said, anybody that knows Zeno, they know that he's very well gifted in prophecy, right? In prophesying and prophecy. Well, he went real deep into the spirit realm when he went on that fast. I didn't go on that fast with him. I didn't go on no fast. I was like, God told you to go on that fast for them 18 days. He didn't tell me that. So I was like, I'll be very respectful on what not to cook, or what not to be making the house smell like a certain way, or whatever. But I'm keeping it 100. So I saw my husband. Yes, my husband was in the spirit realm. But you can best believe, because all he had was water. But you can best believe that his feet were still on the shore, and it still don't compare.
I was in the shallow part of the pool. Even though I fasted for 18 days, water, and that's it. It don't compare to being deep sea diving in the ocean. It don't compare. Right?
It don't.
So, listen. Ultimately, this is what's going on. We still doing retreats. We going to locations. We not saying, first of all, we not saying this because we hurting. We've been called to it. So y'all know the old adage. You know what I'm saying? Whatever God calls you to, he equips you for it, and everything is good. So you good. So this isn't about that. And this isn't for any one particular person. This live is for the people that are wondering, why is it necessary to even go on a journey? What is it for? We're trying to give you the value of this. Okay? And if you can understand the value, then what would you do to take your freedom? Because the Bible tells you to take it by force. You think you got to fight somebody? You got to fight yourself, obviously.
You got to fight yourself.
You the biggest opponent.
You the only one that's stopping you from getting where you supposed to be.
You're your biggest enemy.
You are allowing people to do say whatever they say over you, speak spells, and cast fear, and project, and do all of this stuff. You allow it, and then you stuck.
And then there's negative and positive in you. So then you walking around talking about the devil did it. The devil did it. No, the devil is in all of us. If we allow to give the devil space, that's negative thoughts, vibrating negatively, living in a lower frequency. That's what that is. And if you go throughout religion, you'll see characters of a lion's body with a man's face with a long beard with wings holding rings. All of that stuff is symbolic for something. It's really, some of that stuff is really hitting on vibrating and ascending higher. It represents you, right? The ring, the eternity, the eternal knowledge that you hold, that you now have. Like, this stuff just isn't that somebody made it up. It all is symbolic, and these people are walking in this thing. They walking down their pathway to get to God. And then when we're ignorant to it and we don't know it, we like, that looks stupid. That looks demonic. He did that. A lion body with a man head. That's crazy. Not to them. Why she got that red dot on her forehead? That looks stupid. She's saying, I'm illuminated. I have power. Spiritually. She letting the world know, if you know what she talking about. People was getting mad about the dang on symbol of this, the Hamza symbol. They don't even know what the Hamza is. They got it in the jewelry though. They'll go buy it in the jewelry and don't even know. Then when somebody say, oh my God, that's the evil eye, that's the evil eye, they actually think it is an evil eye. Come on, man. We live in the age of technology. So no, we have retreats. My wife has worked extremely hard to make it accessible. To give people the opportunity to go in, right? To go in. But just like Jesus, whenever he went to a city where the people was shucking and jiving, they did not receive him, he didn't get upset. You know what he did? He dusted himself off. He kept it moving. And those people, what it represented is that those people in that city, in that town, did not have enough faith to receive their blessings, their release, their breakthrough. Unfortunate, but real. Jesus kept it moving and didn't think twice about it. So how long is it that you think at some point, if we're following Jesus, that Jesus won't toil with us and then be like, look, why is y'all still worrying about them people? They're my people.
They too busy talking about, that's Princella and that's Zeno.
Yeah, the way they did Jesus. Ain't that Mary and Joseph's son?
Y'all just keep on. Y'all just keep on.
Listen.
That's all I'm saying.
You can pay with Affirm. You can pay with Shop Pay. You can choose your payments. We got one coming up January the 21st of next year. And then we got one February between the 24th and the 26th in Indianapolis. The first one is in Los Angeles. Again, you can register now, right, for the 2023 retreats. You can pay with Affirm or Shop Pay. We got one in Los Angeles, y'all, January the 21st, 2023. We have one up and coming Indianapolis, right, Indiana, February the 24th through the 26th, 2023. Guess what? We had the Atlanta one up.
I canceled that.
And you know what? This is what I said. I kind of said it jokingly. And when I said it jokingly, it resonated so hard that it almost brought me to tears. And I said, with all the stuff that's going on in the city of Atlanta, I used to live in Atlanta. Or I used to live in Georgia and actively work and do business in the city of Atlanta. I lived in Duluth when it was straight green by the Gwinnett Mall. For all my people that know what's up. Now, what it is, I don't know what it is out there now. But when I was out there, it was fresh, it was green, it was extremely nice. Okay? And we would have to make that drive to Atlanta. And I said to my wife, I said, with all the stuff that's going on with Atlanta. And then I said jokingly, they had a black woman overall that was fighting for them. And they didn't put that woman in office. And I was like, Now, I'm not one to get political, even though I do somewhat follow politics. I used to be much, much deeper off into it. I'm not now, and I ain't finna make it about that.
Hallelujah.
I know. But, because guess what? See, we ain't holding no church. So we can talk about whatever the hell we want to talk about.
We want to talk about, but it's me in politics. I'll be like, look.
I know. But I'm just simply saying, it's a reflection of the mind state in that region. It's just like in other states. Do you know they just hold on, I gotta say this. Do you know that they
doing that to you?
No.
Oh.
I didn't even hey.
Oh, it was like right on time.
It was timing.
Oh, you was like, wait a minute.
No, I'm just saying that did you know that they recently overturned the Crown Act where it protects people that wear their hair like this and like your hair? Mm-hmm. People of color wear their hair differently.
Talking about for work and stuff.
And they overturned it.
Oh, good.
No, bad.
What you mean overturned it?
They said you can't wear your hair how you want to wear it. You got to wear it how the hell we tell you to wear it.
Oh, for real?
So if we tell you to cut your hair off now, you're going to have to cut your hair off.
Y'all hear that?
You got locks and the company say we don't get down with locks. They just overturned it. They like, no.
Damn.
But this is what people allow when they moving in darkness.
That's because people wasn't aware that people was voting on that.
And see, somebody said they've overturned a number of things that folks ain't paying attention to.
They ain't paying attention.
They ain't paying attention until it's too late.
Yeah.
That's what we saying on this live.
That's what we saying.
Don't wait until it's too late and you get a terminal diagnosis. Don't wait too late until now you got to file the paperwork to get a divorce. Don't wait too late until your child is somewhere running out here in the streets and you don't know where the hell they at.
This is about,
and the police got to call you.
This is about breaking generational curses, y'all. It ain't about allowing somebody to tap into your fear storage and open that shit back up after you've been trying so hard to close it.
Listen, y'all.
Cash App for one. What's that?
I don't know. But listen, this is why we came on this live.
Cash App? Is that what
this
they
is
say?
why we came on this live, because these are the type of conversations that my wife and I actually have when we not doing lives, and we just like, yo, we need to have a live for real and just talk how we really talk.
And we still didn't.
And we still being mild mannered.
And we still didn't. But
because
that's okay.
I'll be on here really cussing. I'll be cussing like my man on the commercial. What the hell you doing just sitting? You just sitting on your ass. You ain't doing nothing. Got cereal stuff leaking down your face, man. Get up off your ass and do something, man. Right? That's all we saying. Just if you want to use that, get up off of your ass. Okay? And do something. Prioritize now. What's really important?
Let me tell you something. In order to invoke change, and if you've been trying, you think you've been trying.
Mm-hmm. Right. In your mind, you've been trying.
In your mind, you've been trying.
It's all good.
You have to make yourself do shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of things you're not going to feel like doing.
Yes.
It's going to be a lot of things that's going to come your way that you just not feeling.
Mm-hmm.
But you know you're supposed to do it in order to get where you're supposed to be. You gotta make yourself do this shit.
Mm-hmm.
You have to. You have to command yourself to do it. Just like you have to control. You have to have control over your mind. Not a person. Not nobody. Nobody ain't supposed to have control over your mind. You supposed to have control over your mind.
Can I ask a question?
Mm-hmm. Ask me a question or ask them a question?
Them. I want to ask y'all a question. For those that are still here, honestly, did any of this make sense to y'all? Is it is it enough to where you feel like this will have you kind of reevaluate where you are, whether or not you was telling people about the journey, or whether or not you was thinking about it, or whether or not, you had no idea what was going on about the journey. Like, we not making this about other people, right? Because what I understand is that we ain't about to move in no division. We ain't trying to even roll and give any of that stuff any more attention, right? We cleared the air on some things. That's that. And we keeping it moving. And our mission and our goal is to bring freedom and victory to people via the plant medicine, the earth medicine that God has led us to. That my wife and I have studied, and she has seriously studied. Okay? I get my information mostly from her, to be totally honest.
Mostly what?
I'm just saying, like, okay, today, my wife purchased a papaya the other day. She scooped all of the seeds out, put it in a bowl, and I was like, "You want me to throw that away?"
Oh yeah.
And she was like, "No, leave that there, because I'm gonna make a what?
Parasite cleanse.
I'm gonna make a parasite cleanse with the papaya seeds." Hold on, I just dropped
Oh gosh.
a gem for y'all via through my wife. It didn't come from me. My wife. Right? Man, we've been moving like this. God has had us moving like this. We can't even take the credit for it, because before God put his hand on us, we was going to Checkers. We was going to Steve's barbecue spot.
Checkers.
Rallies.
Checkers once.
I'm just saying, come on now.
I used to go to rallies.
White Castles. We was doing it all. Do you hear me?
Mm-hmm. And somebody said something about I was about to say somebody said something about Chick-fil-A. They didn't. I was about to say something about Chick-fil-A.
Somebody said it totally made sense. Thank you. I don't know who said it, because you don't even want to say, do you? You just like, yeah.
How you gonna put that on me?
No, I'm asking.
Y'all
put it into the simplest terms. Beautiful. Because we really want to know.
Okay,
like,
yeah. Amanda said totally made sense. Janetta said y'all put it in the simplest terms. Good. Thank you. I just want people to understand.
You don't want them to understand.
Well, they supposed to understand.
There it is. People are supposed to understand that what?
We are all divine, eternal beings. So, if you are a divine, eternal being, why are you walking around with lack?
Wow.
Why are you walking around with a poverty mindset? Why are you walking around angry? Why are you walking around upset? Why are you walking around afraid, depressed, walking around with anxiety?
Hey, Angie.
Why are you destroying relationships? Why are you self-sabotaging?
Wow.
Why do you have low self-esteem? If you are a divine, eternal being, we want you to understand, you're supposed to understand that you are a divine, eternal being. We are all God. God has created every single thing. He is in every single thing. And we talk about he a lot, but there's also she.
Let's not get it twisted.
The divine feminine energy.
Yep, there's masculine and feminine. You can't have one without the other.
Don't think that this earth and this universe and all that came into being and everything was birthed without a woman.
Hold on, let me say this. The age that we're in, don't think for a second that divine feminine energy now ain't gonna come into balance. And some people gonna have some problems with it.
People
they're
been
gonna have to
problems
let it go
with it for
they've been holding it down and everything else.
Centuries, longer than that.
In order for you to see your man heal, some of these men, they're going to have to tap into their feminine, divine feminine energy to balance all of that male ego out and that pride out. So they can just have some peace in their home.
And the one thing that can do it is what God created.
See, some people would get upset if they heard a guy talking about divine feminine energy and the goddess, right? And giving honor and praises to a woman and the woman's portal and how important it is. Everything that every human being had to come way via by, right? The portal. Now, technology, because I just posted something recently, technology, they're going to have stadiums. 30,000 babies in these encapsulated, where women will no longer have to have C-sections or premature births. They just gonna take the baby and put it in this solution in a stadium. It's gonna be 30,000 of these babies, and the technology is gonna be able to monitor the baby. They already have it here. Not here in America, but it is already in existence in 7 other countries. I keep saying, as a financial professional, I don't believe that especially black people are ready for what's getting ready to hit this world. But it's popping up now more and more. What am I saying? AI. Do you know AI can... Look what's going on. People are going crazy over the Lensa app. Artificial intelligence or digital. The technology.
I just seen somebody they go to a damn a robot pizza station.
No, somebody said they're trying to make artificial wombs. If you look up Xenobots, I'm just going to leave it there. Hold on. Let me do this for you. Let me do this just as a reference. Look, here goes some homework for y'all. Oh, I'm serious.
Do y'all even want to look up these dang on robots?
Because my brother Jamie, we had a conversation and he brought it up to me and I was like, oh yeah, but I dug deeper and I was like, ooh wee. Yes. Here it is. I'm going to type this so y'all can get this, okay?
And then we go on the damn bed.
Sure.
Did you cut the heat on the feet yet or no?
No.
I need to do that. Let me do that right quick.
Look this up right here. It's going across the screen. Xenobots reproduce. Teams build first living robots that can reproduce. AI designed Xenobots. That's with an X. Talking about artificial. Oh boy. Artificial wombs.
Oh my gosh. Why does it take so long?
People have no idea what's getting ready to hit. Globally. It ain't even about paying attention. It's about stuff coming in your lap and being brought to you because you just tapped in. God gonna raise people up that's gonna be tapped into this information. God gonna bring it to them for them to ring it. Hold on. You know what he gonna do? He gonna do this. Yep.
What is that?
Sound off. I was gonna do this, but I'm like, he gonna come to your door with some info. Right? Just like
wait to get all the way to the end.
Yes, because you've been waiting. Praying and waiting for an answer, and not giving it to you. Alright, y'all. That's it. I had to leave y'all with some fun. Because everybody, for the most part, was in here like, what are they talking about now? No. I don't know why. People walking around.
I'm about to be like that in a minute. If you play one more thing, I'm gonna be real
I'm gonna
sad.
replace my sounds. I'm gonna come up with some new sounds, y'all.
Please.
Yes.
Can we download some sounds?
Yeah, I think we can.
Oh,
so
yeah,
we'll
do
that.
Sounds.
Oh, let me get.
I'm gonna have some sounds for y'all.
Oh boy,
y'all gonna actually like my sounds.
So listen, y'all. Right, it's all good. You hating on these is generic sounds right now. But anyway, look, y'all. We love y'all. We really do this. We come in love. Again, we're doing the retreats. This is why we're doing them. Is because we've been led and guided by the Most High in order to bring healing, right? To help facilitate it and guide you through so you can get to your victory. All right. We have Affirm and Shop Pay. It's very affordable. Even, I'm going to be real, even without the Shop Pay and Affirm.
Right, but for those of you that don't know what Shop Pay and Affirm is, basically, you choose how you want to pay. So if you want to pay in full, you pay in full. Mm-hmm. If you want to pay in 6 months or 3 months, you can pay in 3 months. If you want to pay in 6 months, you can pay in 6 months. If you want to pay in 12 months, you can pay in 12 months. If you want to pay in 18 months, you can pay in 18 months. Because a lot of people have been saying that they have been wanting to come on these retreats, but they may feel like that they don't have all the money up front. And versus going to one platform where you have to put a deposit down and then pay in weekly payments or bi-weekly payments, you can just start off and say, I don't have to put a deposit down, and I'm just going to start paying as little as $100 a month or less, or depend on, what's what. And then for if you choose, I believe, 12 months or less, is 0 interest. So that's there. It's available. I went through hell and high water to get approved for this after getting denied 3 times.
Somebody said it's like layaway.
It's like layaway.
There it is. And then just because I didn't put this up earlier, but somebody said if you use Cash App now or Venmo for your business, they passed a law so that people who receive over $600 in cash have to pay taxes.
Yes.
But not Zelle. And guess who uses Zelle? Right? Yeah. So, look, with that, again, we got some upcoming retreats. One in Los Angeles, January the 21st of next year.
That's not a retreat, though. That's an overnight ceremony. Yes, overnight ceremony. So the spot in Los Angeles is an overnight ceremony, but it is also a journey to a blissful spirit.
Right.
Wellness event also. Mm-hmm. So it is a wellness event. Early, we're going to be having sound healing. We're going to be working on people's bodies and just really preparing. It's going to be vendors there. It's going to be vendors. It's going to be live. Really preparing people to go on this journey in this beautiful ancient space.
Yeah. So we have that one in Los Angeles. That one is coming up very, very soon, the 21st.
Then we have in February, that's actually a weekend retreat, and that's going to be in Indiana, and that's going to be in a beautiful historical place.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's going to be dope.
That's going to be dope.
So, look, with that being said, make your way. Y'all know what to do. You know what I'm saying? Tap in, BTCH, I'm vegan. .com, or You can go on those platforms, IG,
or just
Facebook,
DM
Twitter.
me too. That'd be easier.
Yep.
That way you instead of looking for something, just DM me, damn it. DM me and ask me to send you the link, and I'll send you the link.
So with that, we love y'all. Take care, and we will see you guys again very soon. We love y'all, and hell, peace out.